All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am Remarkable Randall Reigns with my colleagues, Mr. Hamrick, and we are going to kick off a little thing that we are going to have matches that we want to showcase. Basically, things that are not going to be a part of the continuity of the Worldwide Wrestling Network proper, but just a fun way to kind of showcase match types and characters. So,
and also to give some background on characters.
Right, kind of a mini snapshot of how we do building legends, but showcasing the match, and just we call Rage in the Cage is that there's no pinfall in our Rage in the Cage matches. It's submission or runaway only. So that way, it's basically meant to be a way for the match to be extended a little bit longer, but also so the two teams that we have in the match today are the Hollywood Cesspool and the Disciples of Apollyonus.
And also, another thing on the submission only, some of the earlier War Games matches were decided when either by submission or a combatant was deemed no longer able.
Right, or I quit, or effectively I quit or knockout.
I mean, I wish they would implement some of that back into the 2K games, but I digress. We have Josh Hudson as part of the Hollywood Cesspool, a stable that we talked a little bit about on a Building Legends podcast back in April.
Yeah, back in April.
And we talked about the Hollywood Cesspool's connection to Andy Kaufman and to other celebrities in wrestling, but particularly Andy Kaufman because he was going into the Hall of Fame. Josh and Matt Hudson are also based on two relatives of mine, and that they were repurposed for the cause that my cousins used to create for them to use.
Right.
Going back about 15 years ago. Actually, more than 15 years ago, to the earliest SmackDown games, when we could create characters.
Right, and up next is we've got Malphus. Malphus is one of the newer creations for myself as far as he is. There's always been a version of the Malphus character, but as far as the character being named proper and given a look and a moveset, this is not the first time that we've had him created, but it's the first time that he's felt complete. He is another one of the Apollyonus' Echo Men, basically a character that came fully formed as a enforcer, a thrall of Apollyonus, if you will. And so he is going to start off this match with Matt Hudson, who are the two biggest guys, and I'm trying to figure out why I'm hearing myself, and I think I know why. I know why.
One thing I will mention on Malphus, also on Josh Hudson, you and I both are trying to create a few more super heavyweights within the roster, the base roster for the WWWN. We don't have an extensive amount of what you would call traditional big men or giant, even though we do have a small mattering of. So
right.
That has been an ongoing project.
Right. And I'm looking at the little window in OBS, and because it's a cage match, it looks fuzzy, and it makes it look like everything is slowing down, and it's not, and so it's got me really, really freaked out.
Right.
But, so, Malphus is basically a guy he's a Samoan, big guy. We don't know a lot about him except for the fact that he was one of Apollyonus' first disciples. Basically, he fell into this cult of Nalzahar and has not really look back. Occasionally, you can see that the lights are on, but I really hope that this is not dropping.
Well, a little bit more on Josh Hudson. He, as I mentioned, he's based on one of my cousins. My cousin, the cousin in particular, was a football player in high school. He opted not to go to college and play football. Instead, he became a police officer. And his favorite couple of wrestlers growing up were Big Boss Man and Hulk Hogan, two of his all-time favorites. So when I went to create the moveset for this character, those were the first two guys I put on his work slate.
Right.
Were Hogan and Boss Man. And he actually got a phone call birthday wish from Ray Traylor, aka Big Boss Man. That was about 2 years before Ray's death. That's
cool. What's also interesting is I wasn't expecting to see a drop toe of Pat Hudson as a reversal.
Yeah, from Josh Hudson, right? Yeah.
From Josh Hudson as a reversal.
Well, we can't control the reversals in this game,
no.
dude.
I think that the only thing that we can do to control the reversals in the game is based on whether they're a technician, powerhouse, high flyer, or striker, and then also weight class.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that we're going to get any sort of effects off of reversals. And though I will, idea of Josh Hudson knowing how to do it just seems very out of character.
But it also amuses me. It also amuses me that like behind all of this bravado, there's a handful of things, and like basically wanting to bully and power through guys, that there are a handful of things that actually have stuck in training, like a drop toe hold. And there goes Malthus with that rolling cannonball, that's one of the signatures, and then he also uses a rolling cannonball kick as one of his finishers. His main finisher is choke breaker, but usually he's going to be hitting that choke breaker, but I guess he wanted to spice it up in this encounter with Josh Hudson here.
And during these war game matches, we've done a few of them offline. We've done a lot of them.
No, we haven't.
We don't know how the AI. We don't know how the AI is going to run our characters in these matches based on how we have them set up.
Right, and
that's another reason we're doing stuff like this.
And basically, like what we've got here is we've got a opponent getting ready to enter. And we're testing this here. Yep, it is Crowley, and that proves what we were talking about offline, where if you select the order in which they pick, that is the order that they will come.
Well, at least it has so far. So
yeah, and I mean it's not like the Royal Rumble. It's not like the Royal Rumble where you have a number associated with it, but so far so good. And this is where Crowley's AI is really coming into play. He is more on the extreme hardcore weapons user end, and so he is really going in for chairs and tables and weapons.
I hope we're not getting
well, I mean, we're not, but if you're seeing them on your end, that's coming from, because I'm sure recorded. I'm not streaming. And it's gotten better, so it seems like my fears are subsiding. Honestly, on my end.
The thing that I've noticed is the more people that get into this match, particularly with war games,
it slows down. Yes.
The more the game will lag and slow down.
Yeah, and that's something that's been an issue for a little while on both ends. Now, Crowley let's talk about Crowley a little bit. Crowley is another one of the disciples of Apollyonus, because he is actually someone who has a history in the Worldwide Wrestling Network as far as our lore and kayfabe. He was sent on excursion from a promotion and in Mexico, the same promotion that helped train Cantadora and Chloe and a few others in our universe. But the thing about it is that he came in as a wrestler, no mask, just Rex Aguilar, and automatically got targeted by Apollos, and to basically get through the process of the Mark of the Hollow, which is the process of beating down someone to the point where they are ready to be taken over by the entity Narzahal and be turned into a thrall of Apollos. And so,
and that process also has some real world basis in the technique of using physical beatdown to break someone mentally.
Yes, and
psychological.
And other types of conditioning as well.
Right.
If people haven't noticed with the Disciples of Apollos, they are a kind of set up as a mix between the Army of Darkness, the Dead Wrestling Society, and a little bit of some of the things that Raven used to do throughout multiple incarnations of the Nest, the Flock, Serotonin. More influence, honestly, and a big shoulder powerbomb by Josh Hudson. More on the influence from Serotonin and the Flock than the Flock. But because with the Flock was less of a cult and more of, it had cult-like aspects, but was more of a gathering, you know? Whereas Serotonin had really overt cult initiation practices in that storyline.
I never saw particularly WCW incarnation as a cult factor.
Right. The only time that became cult-ish was the Scotty Riggs storyline, where they did the beatdown and he lost his eye. It was the initiation through
but Riggs kind of deserved that. But anyway.
And here comes here comes Matt Hudson to even the odds. Oh, he goes right after Malphus with the STO, which was actually kind of cool.
And so just a small bit of information on Matt. Matt is the older brother of Josh, that the character people are based on. That is the gentleman behind Matt was a college baseball player. He played football and baseball high school. He did 2 years. He was actually being scouted by the Florida Marlins, and about, I don't remember, something in the short.
Ooh, what, rotator cuff?
And I think it was rotator, or I don't remember. It has been 25 years ago.
Right.
So, I don't quite remember what it was he damaged, but it basically killed the possibility of that tryout. And he pretty much went and became a firefighter a bit. I think he's now doing, he may be working 2 jobs now.
Right.
I
am very happy that I am seeing after Matt Matt took a beating at the beginning of this match. I'm very happy to see him fighting back. And Matt. No, I'm right. You're right. Josh fighting back. And Matt just came in as a house of fire with dropping power bombs and elbows. And snap suplexing Crowley on the freaking pile of debris. And we're already at a 4-star match with just...
that's what I was about to say. We're not even halfway through. We're barely halfway through the match. It is...
No, I guess not.
From the tests that you and I both have run, what I've run, it's hard to get a 5. It's hard not to get a 5-star match.
Right.
Just use the rules.
Right. And I just want to let you know, for your own benefit, you are cutting in and out like when you're in the sentence, it's like it cuts off.
I have no idea.
Okay, that's better. Almost like you're a little too far away from my...
I did have to away from me for a moment because I was doing something, and...
Just your volume just a bit. I might have to adjust mine as well.
All right. Now what I've noticed here, correct me if I'm wrong. We are still getting Josh matching up with Malthus and Matt matching up with Hope. Correct?
Yes.
Am I seeing Matt?
No, that is Matt over there against Crowley, and Josh just went in to start double teaming on Crowley.
Right, or they're switching off one. I'm not sure.
Now they're switching off, but now Malthus is following to get back to Josh.
And Lovecraft is en route to the ring.
Yes, and Lovecraft is en route to the ring
give us some background on Lovecraft in comparison to Crowley, because we know they're tag team.
So, Lovecraft and Crowley came into the Worldwide Wrestling Network at the same time, and they were both targeted / initiated. Whoa, that was a cool neck breaker. They were both went through that targeting / initiation process from Apollyonus and Little Banton at the same time. He came in through Japan. He was a young boy on excursion from Empire Wrestling Federation named Haru Soto, and basically he got caught and went through the Mark of the Hollow process where he got targeted by Apollyonus, and the rest has been them tag teaming with Crowley for a long time, either going and working with Crowley and the Disciples, or occasionally branching out to the junior heavyweight division, or maybe at first during the inception of the Young Lions division, but now he doesn't qualify. And then the other thing is, these two are based on, as far as moveset, the Hate Junkies of Anarchy Wrestling thing and NWA Wild Style thing. And
actually, I don't think they were around until Anarchy.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, because
and then Lovecraft takes some of his inspiration from Strychnine and Jason Gorey, who is been killing it in IWA and in Europe lately. And then Crowley is kind of based on Danny Only and Eric Ryan, Eric Ryan was, I think, the 2020 King, part of the group, the Ohio is for Killers. And there are a few other people that I've put into moveset, but like those were the original inspirations for those two characters, because I saw what the Hate Junkies were doing in Anarchy, and I saw what the Dead Wrestling Society was doing in Primetime Wrestling from Ohio in 2016, 2017. It might have been 2015. And I really liked the work that Crimson and Corey and cursed, who was Eric Ryan, was doing. Only eventually Eric Ryan just abandoned the cursed gimmick and made himself his own man, which was cool because that's worked out for him. But Crimson has still kept the Crimson gimmick. Lovecraft has made not Lovecraft, but Rory has made his gimmick fit his personality a little bit more, turning it into more of a horror tribute gimmick, which is kind of cool because he does like stuff with Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees and other things, and that's getting him over big in IWA across the pond.
Which, not to get off too much on Crimson, but I think he's better off sticking with that gimmick than what he was doing beforehand.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, I've never seen that interruption before. That's actually pretty cool.
Okay.
Did you see? Where he tried, where I think it was Matt. No, Josh was trying to do the shoulder charge, and because there were two people in the way, it actually canceled that. In the past, that wouldn't get canceled.
Right. Well, now we come up to the disadvantage that the Hollywood Cesspool has in this match.
and look,
his name is Ashton Grace.
And if you will go back into the history of the podcast on Building Legends in April, the primary fixture of that was how Ashton Grace was inspired by Andy Kaufman and his legacy, and how the Hollywood gimmick, or an outsider in wrestling, basically can be that kind of heat match. And that's what we are doing with Hollywood Cesspool and Ashton Grace. Yes.
It's trying to do with Ashton. And
whoa, wait. Okay. I started to say, if we got a 450 from the top rope by Lovecraft, I would mark the hell out.
I would too, but I've seen leaps off the top of the cage from people in this match before.
Yeah.
I was not expecting to see it leap off the top of the cage.
Oh yeah, I've seen it too, because sometimes the AI just does weird stuff.
Yes.
I love that capture of the stalling suplex and Malphus just the rib shots. That is great.
Yes.
And now Malphus is attempting to cripple Ashton Grace with a sledgehammer shot to the femur.
And we have one of the Hudson stabbing. Oh wait, no, he just woke up from his stab from the opposite ring.
All right, so there's the Koji clutch. That is what Crowley calls the key. And caught with that forearm shot, and okay, now things are spreading out to the second cage. Because I was like, why is everything happening in just one cage?
Well, it's funny. I've noticed that is something that has been fairly regular. Unless you are liable to get stuff going to one cage. It's, for an odd portion of the match. They're not.
I'm laughing at Matt Hudson hitting his perfect flex, and Lovecraft just dead man selling it, just popping up after. It's like, really, you think that you can do Mr. Perfect's finisher, and you want me to sell it? No.
Well, and speaking of which, I mentioned two of Josh Hudson's key influences. I'll mention a couple of Matt's. Mr. Perfect and Rick Rude. And for two different reasons. Matt was a fan of Mr. Perfect, mostly because of Kurt Hennig's gimmick.
Right.
There was a cockiness that, you saw the early promos.
Oh, yeah.
That gimmick over.
with the bowling and the
yes.
the baseball, basketball. Yeah.
Yes. That was that, but that was him. That was him for real. He wanted to be that guy, and thought he wasn't. And Rick Rude, the reason Rick Rude is on there isn't because of the ravishing action. So, Matt's
You're
got a
breaking
reputation
up
as
just
a
like
ladies' man. Okay, Matt Hudson does have the reputation as a ladies' man, but
Right.
or at least he did for a while, and particularly in his own mind. Their older brother really had the reputation. He legitimately was the ladies' man, playboy. You know, he went on a date with one of the Nitro girls.
Right.
Okay, I mean, that's a long story, but it happened.
Right.
And
here comes Apollyonus loading up. He's putting in a chair and just gave Crowley a kendo stick. I love when the AI does little shit like that, where
I do too.
Where it looks like they're working together, even though you know that there is too much independence with how things work in game, but it still gives that idea, that suspension of disbelief. And it looks like Apollyonus is literally just going to break the kendo stick. And then the devil stomp. Oh, nice!
Off to him.
Okay, now,
But,
please don't. Okay, sorry to say, thinking better of it, because the last thing I want to see is Apollyonus attempt to do a top rope dive.
I would love to see it, but I digress. But what I was going to say about Rude was it was more about his reputation as a tough guy.
Right.
That he had behind the scenes.
Right.
I appreciated that about him, and for that matter, his WCW run with Dangerous Lion.
Oh yeah.
More than I ever cared about his ravishing Rude gimmick in the
Right.
And it was honestly that WCW made me a more than anything he did as ravishing Rick in WWF. Okay, so what? I'm guessing we're gonna do a deep dive on Apollyonus on the podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna do a building legends on the whole disciples of Apollyonus.
Right.
And do a deep dive on him at a later time.
Yeah, but I figure that would be a character with a big enough presence in WWWN that he needs that sort of deep dive on his own, and not just from a faction standpoint. I'm fine with, you know, how we handled the Ashton and the Hollywood Cesspool back in April. I don't need to deep dive on each one of those guys.
Right, because
I don't know that Lovecraft and Crowley and Malthus need a deep dive, but Apollyonus does.
Well, what I was thinking is that we would deep dive on Apollyonus and also tell the stories of the other three, the other four. But it would be in connection on the focus with Apollyonus. Now, one of the things that we do about the War Games, the way that we do Raising a Cage, is we have it so that, something that I forgot to do with this is I forgot to slow down the finisher game. So we're probably going to get a quick end.
We'll see on that.
But we always want characters to have an attempt at something exciting happen. We always make sure that with our Rage in the Cage, they're starting out with one finisher, because like that way it's kind of like somebody can get that big move and get their spot in, even if the rest of the match they aren't able to do a lot because 2K is going to 2K. shoulder power bomb with a single leg grab, both of them hitting signature moves at the same time, and Apollyonus freaking spider walking to get to. That's great.
Wow. And see, they're all in the same ring right now.
Right.
That the AI has not mastered that second ring.
Right.
And, as well as it could.
And here
we
comes
have Robin Atlas.
We have Robin Atlas, the final member of the Hollywood Cesspool, and what he is representing is a lot of the influencer fitness things that really caught fire with the idea of basically, I'm going to train you to be better. And he has a hit. He has a... Go ahead.
I was going to say, well, these days, present day, present time, it was the influencer thing. But going back to the 1980s, when you had this fitness boom, and
right.
you had a lot of celebrity trainers,
right,
who were just there as celebrity trainers, and I
right.
don't want to knock any. I mean, and there were those guys before that as well.
Right, and
so
then they became, but it was one of the first times where the celebrity trainer became celebrity in and of themselves, who wasn't Jack LaLanne.
Well, and that was kind of my thing. In the 80s, they became. It was. They're not the fitness trainer to these celebrities. They are the celebrity who is training other celebrities now.
Right.
Or they're training, or they're doing their shtick for, the quote-unquote average person.
Right.
If the average person can, pay an arm, leg, and a kick.
Right. And as much as I hate to say it, there is a little bit of Diamond Dallas Page's Yoga for Regular Guys mixed into Robin Atlas' stick. And even though...
How can there not be?
Even though I appreciate Dallas Page's transition and hustle and his program. I've used it in the past. But like the personality of when DDP turns on the gimmick and goes from DDP professional wrestler and Dallas Page. Oh, Robin Atlas got one with the Brock Lock.
Nice. Wow. It was a surprise.
Not unexpected. Oh my god, look at Apollyonus in the corner. You missed it. You missed Apollyonus glitching out.
No, I saw it.
But basically, guys, what we're going to be doing with these matches is we're going to be trying to showcase the match style. Sometimes we'll do legit commentary. Sometimes we'll do exactly what we did, just kind of talking over and giving backstory and just trying to give snapshots, but also wanting to familiarize some folks with our matches. So,
another thing that this is why I put it, when these guest creators coming in there, do you have an idea for a feud? Do you have an idea who your character wants to feud with? Do you have an idea of, of a storyline for your character? Because, yeah, great. Everybody wants to go for the title. Well, okay, fine. This is our title scene.
Right.
At the same time, I personally, and I don't know your feelings on this, Isaac, I personally am not wanting to put somebody in there for a title arbitrarily.
Right. It needs to feel organic. Like, I mean, Cruz Diaz is a perfect example of that. He came in and impressed as far as not just coming to streams, watching the streams, being involved, but also his character led into a storyline that led to him being put into that on-demand championship opportunity, and he's the current on-demand champion. JT Smooth, who's been with us for 2 or 3 seasons, and honestly, we've been on and off because of a lot of different issues, because of whether it's computer issues or data loss or whatever. But JT Smooth has been consistent in his support and got in, not surprisingly, because he earned it, but got that opportunity at Krampus night, and it came down to Shining Simon Sullivan in sudden death. Remember, we had to re-record and restart the match. Not restart it, but do a separate singles match on top of it. And he came out on top and is the champion. And so
but another thing that I wanted to get at was, even if it, like, for example, the Succession series have...
Yes.
That is not title related in the traditional sense.
No, it's title adjacent. It can lead to a title opportunity, but it's a bigger story surrounding it.
Yes, there's a bigger story surrounding it. And I'd like people to understand who these characters are and what their purpose is in telling this story. And, your input as a creator of where character might fit into this story.
100%.
Love your ideas.
Love your ideas. And
your collaboration, even if, we're not able to 100%.
Right. We might be able to take sparks of it and have conversations and place pieces of that for your character until we're able, or it might be an idea where we have to break that idea into chunks so that it can happen over a longer period of time and tell a better story ultimately. But anyway, that is what we've got today with our Rage in a Cage matchup. Thank you guys for checking us out. We're going to be doing these every couple of weeks, maybe one or two, just so that to keep things moving while we're not doing power play and while we don't have things lined up for the podcast. So this is just a way for us to continue what we're going to be doing. And we may see some AEW... And we may see some AEW Fight Forever stuff as well.
Yes, we may be seeing some of that.
But knowing what we know about the Create feature on the Fight Forever, we know that it's going to be very limited. We know that it's not going to be as in-depth, which we were both expecting. Like, we weren't expecting out of the box to have the same level as 2K.
I'm going to be honest. Even my low expectations, I'm a little disappointed in a couple of things in particular.
Right.
But that's neither here nor there.
I'll give it this. It looks fun.
Yes.
And whereas
give it a shot.
And here's the thing that I'm going to say. Whereas I don't really play the WWE 2K game. I use it as a simulator. The AEW Fight Forever game may be a game that I actually play.
Right.
And
that's a situation I'll have to wait and see.
Right.
There are some matches that I want to do on that game just for my own amusement, shall we say. And, I may record a few of them. But going back to something you said a moment ago, ideally, I'd like to do, when we do these bonus matches, I'd like to do 2 of them at a time. One male, one female. One female match, one male match.
Right.
One male match, one female match, whatever. And just so that we are showing off both of them.
Right.
So, anyway, with that in mind, Isaac, I think it's time we wrap this video up and...
100%. And then check the quality and then come back and see what we got.
Yeah, exactly. And in the words of Lord Cyrus of Moldova,
stay safe
and stay over.